All right, friends, Aaron here, back at it again, bringing your horoscope for Monday, the 6th of May. Let's go to the chart. Let's look at it. The moon has moved into Gemini, okay? The light, airy sign of Gemini, the mutable sign, the very first immutable sign of the zodiac, meaning it's a little bit of a weaker sign being taken over here soon by the cardinal Cancer, the bringer of summer, okay? So when we have, this is the ruling sign of Gemini, of Mercury, Gemini is, okay? So when we have the information here, this is all of the information, okay? All of the information, the good, the bad, the ugly, all the static. This is, this is 104.3 and it's 104.4, and it's like it's the in-between kind of channels. So there's all of the stuff. This is the trends. If you watch this video the other day I put out about the new moon, a little bit longer of a video, but I go around all of go around the zodiac, going from the air signs to the earth signs, showing how where one idea formulates and where it leads to perfection through the zodiac, starting with Gemini, starting with this mutable kind of this trendy earth sign, or a trendy air sign, okay? So when we have all of the information coming in today, let me show you this aspect that it's making up here. Follow this line. I know there's so much going on, but these little semi-squares here to Saturn, the South Node, and to Pluto, okay? So what that's meaning, so we have that aspect going on, okay? This is a main aspect. We've got Venus now coming in to start the opposition. This happens a little bit more tomorrow, but we're still starting to feel it. Starting to feel this, it being squared by the nodes here. We're caught in the middle, and we have to decide on which path we're going to go down. And part of that is because of the information that we're getting into today. Okay, this information is squaring these guys, or semi-square. This is a really strange aspect. Okay. And then we have Mars, meaning we have to take action and move forward. But where are we moving forward to, friends? Like we talked yesterday, higher philosophy, higher education. We're talking about the high road here, okay? So there's a lot going on, okay? Venus caught in the middle between the past and the future. Where do I go? What do I need to let go of? This is like doing spring cleaning and you're coming across some old photos or maybe like an old birthday card. And it was beautiful. It was something that was given out of love. But do you keep it or do you throw it away? And it's not something that's, it's not something that's heavy, weighting down, not an old love letter necessarily. There's just something that's there. What do you do with it? Do I let it go? Create space for something new? This is something, that you have to determine today. But as well, we're moving forward. We're moving forward. We are letting go of certain things. And when we have information coming into light today, we do have information coming into light on this Monday. It is a very community-driven Monday. We're starting off the week very community-driven. So I wouldn't imagine this being a very lazy Monday. And so much is coming in that we're going to be put in these crossroads where we're going to make a decision on how we handle this. Now, with the new moon that happened on Saturday, we've come into a maturity, if you will. Hopefully, if we've been open to receiving what, this is just a big mirror. So that's where we're at. We've come into our own maturity, a stable approach to how we're dealing with things, not flying off the handle on an emotional rampage. Like we're all adult-ish, right? So we have all this information coming in, so we know that some of it is not accurate. Some of this is not real. So we have an opportunity with this and how we choose to handle ourselves when we're being faced with the unreal information that's being presented to us. So hopefully with this mature approach that we have gauged and learned over the weekend, we can handle that. And when we're speaking or communicating with somebody else, we're not just destroying them and cutting them down the middle for maybe saying something that's slightly false, or maybe they repeated something that they heard that's come, telephone game and then ends up at you, and you're sitting here and you're like, well, I'm the one that the buck falls on me, and I'm the one that's making the decision, and I'm the one that's determining where we go, if I find this useful. If I don't find this useful, relationship, how is that? It's just like, don't shoot the messenger, just observe, report, and then just, take the steps in moving forward. And still moving forward to taking the high road. Everything is still pointing toward King Jupiter up there in Sagittarius, saying like, look, there's more information. If this is the information being presented to me, maybe there is more information that's out there, or I'll sit here and decipher when I look at all of this, what's being presented, on what sticks and what falls through, the little screen. I don't know if that makes sense. I think so. So it's we're only picking, there's a handful of sand, handful of rubble, rocks, and then there's the crystals, the gemstones, and that's what we're looking for, and that's what we're going to find if we stay persistent and we don't give up on something. When we're talking about Capricorn energy, this odd aspect to this Capricorn energy, Venus for one, squaring the nodes to this Capricorn energy. We're not talking about giving up on anything. So we're not just going to give up. We're not going to be like, oh, we haven't found nothing, moving on here. So we are going to find a gem today. There is going to be something coming out of this. We just might have to dig through a lot of rubble and sand before we get to that nugget of truth. But it's being persistent, and maybe this rubble is a conversation. Maybe this is a long-winded conversation that eventually ends with a diamond in the rough. Or however this comes about today, it's coming about. So it's still a light. It should be a very fun day. A lot of information coming in, a lot of good conversations coming up, and hopefully a good messenger. A good messenger with a wonderful gift, a nugget of knowledge awaits you on this beautiful Monday. Happy Monday. We'll see you tomorrow.